So I'm chatting with Murray Hill, CEO and MD of EL8 Uranium. Murray, you released your quarterly activities report for March 2025. So going to have a bit of a discussion about what was in it.
Look forward to that.
Upgrade. That was a primary focus over the last 6 months for the company, and design and testing has been underway and is still underway. How's that progressing?
Yeah, good. We said we'd be complete the construction by about mid-year. We're still on schedule for that. We're talking to freight companies about transporting the containers, containerised demo plant to Namibia, and we're getting ourselves prepared in Namibia, ready for both siting and operation of it. Mm-hmm. So we're looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And markets have been somewhat volatile. Is that having an impact on your expected delivery date?
No, it's not impacting on expected delivery date, but it's impacting on the way we manage our cash. Mm-hmm. In a market that's volatile as this, you're sort of unsure of where you're going to be in 6 months' time. So we're sort of just managing our cash position a bit differently than we have in the past. Our exploration efforts in Namibia have just a little bit different to what they were. But it doesn't mean we're cutting back on exploration. It just means we're managing our cash a bit better. Mm-hmm. We went to investors late last year and we said we want to do this, and that was build the pilot plant, was the demo plant, and operate it. I don't want to go back to them and say we've run out of money because something's gone wrong. Market volatility's affected this or that. Mm-hmm. But we're just making sure we have the cash that we need to do what we said we're going to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So upgrade the priority, but still exploring. So what does that strategy look like for the next quarter?
Yeah. So last year we had 5 drill rigs working, and 3 of those were sitting on Coppy's resource. So we were trying to get that to an indicator stage. We achieved that. We've now got £66 million in the Coppy's project, so that's enough for us to continue. So drilling at Coppy's resource has stopped, but we've got a drill rig working at Namibian 4. We've identified a large area of mineralisation there, and also what we're doing is we're doing more exploration, more geology than we ever have done. So the low-hanging fruit, say, of paleo channels that we've found by airborne and ground-based EM, that's easy, everybody can do that. Mm-hmm. But now the geology really starts to kick in on basement style mineralisation, weathered basement, shallow mineralisation. So we've learned a lot from Coppy's, what we're doing there, and we continue to learn on a weekly basis from our drilling at Namibian 4 and others. So the geologist's task this year is to really do real ground roots exploration, see if we can find some more weathered basement, shallow mineralisation on our other tenements. So working those over, we've got minimum expenditure commitments on those, so we'll meet those, but also just finding out where we can find more uranium, really.
And you mentioned in the quarterly that you're targeting a potential maiden resource at Namibian 4. What's the timeline on that?
Yeah, we were talking about that internally last week. We've identified 8 kilometres by 8 kilometres of mineralisation. So that's 64 square kilometres. That's a huge area, much greater than Coppy's. So we're just trying to work out, because we're stepping out anywhere between 300 metres and 800 metre in drill line spacing, and we continue to hit mineralisation. So we're trying to sort of define what area of mineralisation we want to focus on to then do intensive drilling to get a resource. So over the next couple of months of drilling, we'll establish where we're going to focus on. But having such a large area is a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, the good thing is it's going to be a decent sized resource if it all proves up. But it's also hard to fill that area up. There's a lot of drill holes in there.
And Namibian 4's not far from Coppy's either, is it?
Yeah, it's less than 20 k's, so it's pretty close. Yeah, and we think it's an extension of Coppy's. So we're looking at the ground in between at the moment. We've put an application over it. So yeah, we're really thinking about our geology now.
And from a corporate perspective, you welcomed Scott Perry as your new executive chairman last quarter. What does he bring to the table?
He brings a lot. He's a fine fellow, as they say. Very impressive man. A lot of corporate experience internationally. He's built a company up from a very small company to a huge company. It's just the way he thinks about things, the way he does things. We're very impressed with him, and he stood out as our candidates for our non-exec chairman position. So we're looking forward to him sort of having his sort of influence in the company.
And Considering the progress made last quarter, how would you describe the health of the company and its current momentum?
Yeah, very good. The demonstration plant is on schedule. Our exploration continues to find uranium, particularly at Namibian 4, and we've got a good cash position, and we want to maintain a good cash position. So we're looking very healthy. The market volatility we can't do much about. We're working on what we can control, and that's our demo plant, exploration. What we can't control, we try not to influence us too much.
So, looking ahead for shareholders, what can they expect?
The difficulty we have is that when you're building a demo plant, you're building it for a 6-month build out, what have you got to say? So I can say that we're on schedule, and we'll plan to have that pilot plant demo plant. I keep saying pilot plant because for us it's a pilot plant, but for investors we're sort of saying it's a demonstration plant because it demonstrates what the process is. So if you hear me say pilot or demo, they're the same thing. So building that, getting it to Namibia and operating it, but at the same time continued sort of exploration success at Namibian 4, but also what we're learning from exploration at Copies and Namibian 4 and how we apply that to our other tenements. So I think there's a bit of news flow around that as well.
Awesome. We'll look forward to hearing from you over the quarter and speaking soon.
Thank you.